You wake up, walk into the kitchen, and there it is. A dead mouse sitting right in front of the coffee maker. Or maybe it's a bird on the doorstep. Or, worst case scenario, something that's not entirely dead yet and is now running behind your refrigerator. Your first instinct is probably disgust, maybe panic. Maybe you spend the next 20 minutes Googling how to catch a live mouse without touching it. But here's what no one tells you in that moment. What your cat just did is one of the most emotionally loaded things they're capable of doing. It's not random. It's not thoughtless. And it says something very specific about how your cat sees you and your place in their world. There's one particular type of gift, though, that carries a completely different message than the others. We'll get to that at the end. And once you hear it, you'll never look at these presents the same way again. Point 1, it's not a gift, it's a verdict. Here's the thing most people get wrong right from the start. They assume cats hunt because they're hungry, or because they're showing off, or just because they're weird little creatures doing weird little things. But that's not what's happening. Cats have been living alongside humans for roughly 10,000 years. And yet, unlike dogs, who've been dramatically reshaped by domestication, cats remain almost genetically identical to their wild ancestors. A 2025 analysis published in Frontiers in Ethology confirmed what behavioral scientists had long suspected. The domestication of cats is in many ways incomplete. Their predatory instincts weren't bred out. They were just redirected. Here's the proof. Research from iCat Care found that well-fed domestic cats, cats who have never missed a meal in their entire lives, still spend 3 to 4 hours a day in active hunting behavior when given outdoor access. They're not hunting because they're starving. They're hunting because that's who they are. Hunting is identity, not hunger. So when your cat makes a kill and then carries it through the entire house specifically to drop it at your feet, they made a choice. Out of every possible thing they could do with that prey, they brought it to you. That's not instinct misfiring, that's a decision. And it says a lot about what they've decided you are to them. Point 2, they think you're family, specifically a very helpless kitten. Now here's where it gets interesting and a little humbling. The most widely cited explanation in feline behavioral science is this. Your cat doesn't just see you as family. They see you as an inept kitten who has never learned to fend for themselves. Think about what a mother cat does in the wild. She doesn't just drop a dead mouse in front of her kittens on day 1 and call it a lesson. She follows a deliberate staged curriculum. First, she brings dead prey, food, fully prepared, no effort required. Then, as the kittens grow, she brings prey that's injured but still moving. And finally, she brings live prey and lets the kittens practice the kill themselves. It's structured. It's intentional. It's teaching. A landmark study by Patricia Chesler, published in Science back in 1969, confirmed something critical. Kittens don't learn to hunt through instinct alone. They learn by watching their mothers. Cats who were raised without observing maternal hunting behavior showed significantly reduced hunting competence as adults. The skill is transmitted, not hardwired. When your cat brings you a dead bird, according to behavioral scientists, they are beginning that same curriculum with you. You're the student. They have assessed your hunting abilities correctly, probably, and determined that you need to start at lesson 1. That's not nothing. That's your cat deciding you're worth teaching. Point 3, dead versus alive. It's not the same message. And hey, If this is making you look at your cat completely differently right now, hit that like button and subscribe. That's how we get these videos to more cat owners who want to understand what's actually going on with their animals. Now, not all gifts are equal, and this is a distinction that almost nobody talks about. When your cat brings you something dead, that's one message. When your cat brings you something alive, that's a completely different message, and the difference matters. A dead offering is provision. It's your cat saying, in the clearest language they have, "You can't hunt. I know you can't hunt, so I'll feed you." It comes from care. It comes from the same place. A mother cat feeds her young before they're ready to fend for themselves. But a live offering, that's level 2 of the curriculum. Behavioral researchers who've studied this pattern describe live prey delivery as the teaching phase, the equivalent of a mother cat dropping a half-stunned mouse in front of her kitten and stepping back to watch. She's not doing the work for them anymore. She's giving them the opportunity to practice. And she only does that when she believes they're ready, or at least ready enough to try. So when your cat releases something very much alive into your living room and then sits there watching you completely lose your mind, they're not entertained. They're waiting. They brought you the advanced lesson because they trust you enough to handle it. The chaos that follows is, from their perspective, a learning opportunity. Point 4. Your home is their core territory, and you're inside it. Here's something that reframes the whole behavior. Cats are what biologists call solitary hunters. They go out alone, they track alone, they make the kill alone. But they are not solitary eaters. In the wild, cats eat in their core territory, the safest, most defended part of their range, not where they hunt, where they feel completely secure. Every time your cat drags prey back through the cat door and into your kitchen, they are making a statement about what your home means to them. It is their core territory, the center of their world, the place where they feel safe enough to be vulnerable, and you are inside it. This connects to a landmark 2019 study published in Current Biology by Kristen Vitale and her team at Oregon State University. Their research showed that cats form genuine attachment bonds with their owners, including what psychologists call secure attachment, the same bond pattern that healthy children form with caregiving parents. Cats with secure attachment use their owners as a safe base. They explore more confidently when you're present, and they return to you when stressed. The gift isn't just about food or teaching. It's about location. They brought it here to you, in the one place in the world where they feel entirely themselves. That means something. Point 5. Spayed females bring gifts more. Here's why that matters. If you have a spayed female cat, there's a good chance she brings you gifts more frequently than a male cat would, and that's not a coincidence. Female cats are the hunters and the teachers in feline society. In wild colonies, it's the females who do the majority of active hunting. More importantly, it's the females who are responsible for transmitting hunting knowledge to the next generation. That maternal teaching drive is deeply embedded. When a female cat is spayed, she doesn't have kittens. But that doesn't mean the instinct to teach, to provide, to transfer knowledge disappears. It doesn't. According to feline behavioral researchers, spayed females frequently redirect that maternal teaching behavior toward the closest social companion in their environment. And in most cases, that's you. Think about what that means. If you have a spayed female cat who regularly drops prey at your feet, She is not just hunting, she has, on some fundamental level, categorized you as her kitten, her responsibility, the creature she needs to look after and prepare for the world. She is mothering you. And I know that sounds absurd, but when you sit with it, when you really think about a small animal who has never had children deciding that you are the thing she needs to take care of, it's actually kind of extraordinary. Point 6. When they stop bringing gifts, pay attention. Remember that thread I left open at the beginning? The one type of gift that carries a completely different message? Here it is. The absence of one. Not every cat brings gifts. Some cats hunt, but keep everything for themselves. Some cats are indoor only and never have the opportunity. That tells you nothing about how much they care about you. Cats express bond in dozens of different ways. But here's what does matter. If your cat has a history of bringing you prey and then suddenly stops, that change in behavior is worth paying attention to. Behavioral scientists consistently note that shifts in a cat's established patterns are often the earliest signs that something has changed. Their health, their stress levels, their sense of security in the home. Cats don't have the ability to tell you when something is wrong in any way you'd immediately recognize, but they do change. And the changes are there if you know what you're looking at. The flip side is also true. If a cat who has never brought you anything suddenly starts, something in their relationship to you has shifted. You've moved up in their world somehow. You've become worth teaching. You don't have to love these gifts. Nobody is asking you to hold a dead sparrow and feel grateful, but understanding what's behind them, that's a different thing entirely. Your cat is not a mystery to be solved. They're a creature with real emotional bonds, real social instincts, and a very specific way of showing you that you matter to them. It just happens to involve a lot of feathers. And honestly, that's kind of beautiful. Even when it isn't.